So today's topic is shoes, or more specifically, competition shoes. Which ones are the right ones to wear? Which ones are going to work for you? And hopefully I can help a couple of girls out and you can save going through all these shoes like I did. So here we go. Okay, these were my first pair of shoes when I first started competing and did my first show last year. This is not dirt, this is tanning, by the way. You can clean these with simple soap and stuff, but you don't get everything out. So anyway, these are my first pair. They actually were clear, like this, and I went out and bought some bling and bedazzled them a bit because it was less expensive to do it that way. And I went with the ankle strap. I had a lot of girls, I didn't know whether to go with the mule or with the ankle strap, but I'm not very good on my feet. I'm not very good in heels. I don't have that sexy swing on the back porch like a lot of you ladies can do so naturally. It's my biggest fallback and my biggest weakness, actually. I'm great at my posing, but not very good at the walking part. So I'm a bit clumsy. So I actually, that's the reason I bought these, but we'll get to that. So anyway, these work for any league, and I've got the ankle strap to steady my ankle and make it easier for turns and everything while I was getting used to posing and walking on stage. So that's why I had these guys. After time though, this plastic will warp or it'll get hard. So when you put your foot in, it actually cuts into my foot now. After wearing them for so long, it's not as pliable as it once was. So because of that, I ended up having to get a new pair because these were actually cutting into my toes after a while. And the ankle strap started to get really loose. And I wanted something a little bit snazzier, and after a couple shows, as you can see, these are kind of, I don't know if you can really tell in there, but the plastic is all dyed and everything from the self-tanner and washing them so many times. Also, these had a little strip. I don't know if you can see the holes that go across here. I actually bought some that originally had this little silver ribbon that had little gems on it, but I didn't like the way that it looked when I put them on. Actually, it was kind of distraction, looked like something was across my feet. So I actually ripped that off. So these are just worn out in time. I think these were around $40 when I originally bought them, or $45. So just to give you a price quote. So anyway, from there, I had these guys. Beautiful, right? So I figured they still fell under the recommendation because they are clear, and I liked the black sole so that they wouldn't get filthy like these. So I was trying to look for some with a nude sole, but I couldn't find ones that I liked. So they have the bigger front platform, and again, I purchased all the gems and bedazzled them on myself, which I do not recommend. This is easily over $1,000, so sitting there doing that is very time consuming. And as you can see, like right here, do you see this little guy? So they pop off like crazy with the kind of plastic, the shiny plastic that it is. So not worth it. Also found out the higher platform is not accepted by some organizations, or some shows you can get away with it, but it's just another thing that they can dock you for. And when you're up there and you've worked so hard, you know, little things like hair, makeup, your tan, and your shoes can count against you. So also hard as an MF to walk in these suckers. So very pretty on stage. I'll post a picture maybe and show you guys like each one of these, but not a smart investment. So those were those guys. Again, did the ankle strap to help steady my footing. So two problems I had with the ankle straps, so that I wanted to let you guys know about is, yes, it makes you more confident that you're not gonna like slip out of your feet or, you know, roll an ankle or anything, But I actually had some girls tell me that the mules actually work better when you're twisting around. And I found it problematic because when you're backstage, especially if you're doing like a 2-day show or even the 1-day show, you're there all day and you're not in your shoes all day, but you have to keep putting them on to practice, or you know, when your group's going up, and then if you have another group, you're gonna go out a couple hours later and you're taking them on, off, on, off, on, off. So the stage tan isn't like a normal tan. I mean, you touch it and it just like comes off. So you have to be very careful. So when you're backstage and you're taking your shoes and you're like trying to put them on, you know, you're creating like streak lines all on your foot. And then you're bending over, so you're making like creases in your stomach, you know, and you're like trying to prop up against the wall because you don't want to sit down and ruin. And then I'm having to sit here and like buckle my little ankle straps, and it's just a pain in the butt, and it can be a little time consuming too, especially if you're rushing because you're trying to keep track of everything, but somebody will come out and yell, okay, bikini class C, you're up right now, and you're like, crap, you know, and you're trying to get your pump on before too, so you're sitting there like doing deadlifts in heels. So I thought, you know, having mules would be a lot easier. You can just slip them on real quick and go. But I was nervous again because of the ankle straps and how I was going to do in these. So another reason is because I'm not very graceful. My husband, among others, suggested that I start wearing these in the house a lot. So envision the 1950s ad of the woman vacuuming in the house in her heels. So that's what I'm trying to do. I just got these week. Look, they're so clean and so pretty. Also cost effective, $15, $45, like over 100, 150 once I got done with them, 15. So, and I like the way these look on stage. I was all about all the bling, but these don't take away from your look. You know, you're showcasing your physique and you've got your pretty bikini and everything on. You don't want the attention to go straight to your feet, especially if you do have a hiccup or a little bit of a misstep or something. You know, you don't want anything drawing attention to that. So this just kind of completes your look and blends nice, clear, just classic. Anyway, I'm trying to wear these a couple hours a day. I've only had them 2 days, but I can tell you the ankle strap actually created more problems. When you're twisting around, that the strap wants to hold your foot, where this gives you a little bit of a slide and your heel's a little free, that you can actually pivot much easier. So it actually works better. The ankle strap actually works against you, I found. And just slipping these in and off, or on and off, so convenient, so much easier. So I haven't worn these in a show, obviously, but we'll see. I think these are actually going to be a better bet. And you don't have to worry about the slipping. My feet sweat like crazy. I'm one of those, like, I'm an anxiety sweater. So I've said that before. When I go up on stage, I'm just dripping sweat everywhere. And, you know, I could walk barefoot and I'm leaving footprints. As far as sweating goes, just to let you know, you're not going to slip in these either. They're like a suede. All of them are, I mean, both of these are Ellie. These were Pleaser. I know there's like a Fantastic brand. Anyway, I don't know. You find these on Amazon. They're pretty easy to come by. Anyway, so your feet aren't going to slip in these either. So I'll put them on, walk in them for you guys. You can kind of see the difference, see what you like. But if you want my opinion or my rating, yes, these are all nice options. But I'm going to say stick with what's easy, stick with what's cheap, stick with what works, and these get my #1 rating, hands down. So here we go. Let's try on some shoes, do some walking. So there you go, guys. These, time will tell, but great for practice if you're doing your first show. Even if you don't want to use these, get used to them. They're $15, like I said. Great for practicing and walking around the house and wearing for a couple hours a day, just to really feel solid in walking around and doing your posing. Ankle straps are great. Like I said, I've worn them in every show. They're okay. They're just a pain in the butt, putting on and off all day, the day of the show. And I don't think that they look as nice on stage. They kind of break up, like I said, your legs, I feel like. Where this, I feel, gives a little bit cleaner look. But these have done me well multiple times, like I said. These, beautiful, but no. Not a smart investment on my part, and I urge you not to do the same. If you can rock out on heels like nobody's business, you do cartwheels and flips and things like that, then feel free. But again, you're gonna run into a problem with how high the platform is for some organizations, and some people may not care for the black. If I had these completely studded out, then they might pass, but some don't like this either. I thought these were beautiful, but also it limits your suit choices. So these did not match my first suit that I had, my blue suit. It didn't look very well. So my second suit, actually the whole reason I got the trim on it was to match these. So actually, hold on. So here's my suit. As you can see, it's got the black trim and the black beading so that it actually matched my shoes, which, like I said, these would have gone fine. So the clear, you know, you can match and whatever your suit is, you don't have to worry. I didn't take that into account. So when I got these, my coach was like, you can't wear those other shoes with it. They don't look good. So that's why I got these. So these are beautiful. And like I said, I love them, but problematic too. See all my little holes from all my little beads popping off. So that's been really frustrating. But all in all, safe bet. Passes for every organization. You can wear them anywhere. They're gonna go with any suit, and they're great, if nothing else, for practice, and they're cheap. You can't go wrong with these guys, okay? That's my 2 cents. And you can get them at Amazon, eBay, if you live in the Valley, Bikini Ranch. That's all. Oh, and I do suggest going with, these are true to size, or going actually a half size smaller, because like I said, the plastic does stretch. So the more you wear them, the more it expands. So I'll post a picture if I can, but on stage, mine actually my toes curled over the bottom of my shoes on stage. Like my toes were touching the stage. I'm sweating and from this expanding. So go like a half size smaller than what you normally wear, because they will expand and they'll end up they'll be a little tight when you start. Like these are a little tight right now for me, but I know just after a couple weeks of wearing them, they'll be fine. So that is something I can tell you. And I found that true with any of the ones that I've worn. So it seems to be pretty true across the board on that. So that's it. Shoes. See you guys later.